everybody, it's Liz. We are going to do a little mixed media today. So, I was watching some videos the other night and when I couldn't sleep the other day, and I came across altered paper clips, which I haven't seen in a really long time, and I was going back through some, like, what haven't people seen in a long time, and what can we bring back? So, I did these, which I thought were stinking cute. Anyway, so like I said, a little mixed media. So I did these two, just hanging some charms off the end of them. And they go into your book. So think of this as your book and this is your page. They can go this way on to your book. And then something, let's see if I have something can get clipped this way, which I thought was really, really cute. And then also, if you do them this way, it actually will work like this, the way I made it. So you can put it on the side, and then your dangle kind of goes down here, and then you have a little page dangle like that. And then if you make them the opposite way, so if you make them to where your dangle is down here, you can put them up your page like that, and then your dangle will be dangling from this end. So I have 4 paper clips that I'm going to get out. So let's get into it. We'll set these aside. So what you are going to need, I am using Strathmore mixed media paper. Now, you can use regular cardstock, but I will say this technique that I am going to use has a lot of water to it, so your regular cardstock might not hold up to it. I do find good results with the mixed media paper. Watercolor paper to fold around the paper clip is a little bit too not sturdy is not the right word, thick is what the word I was going for. So watercolor paper is a little too thick, and this is thick, and it holds a lot of like water and products that you throw at it. And then of course you're going to need paper clips. So I'm going to take these out so I can put this off to the side, and I am going to use this size, if I can get them apart here. I am going to use this size. So these are, let's see, let me measure. These are like 1 3/4 inch. Yeah, about about 1 3/4 inch paper clips. So any size will work actually, but I am going to use these. And so we're just going to do 2 today. So I'm going to set those aside. So you need a couple of paper clips, or however many you want to make. Strathmore mixed media paper, which I am going to take out a couple of sheets. Sorry for that loud noise. And then I'm going to set that aside. And you are going to need either clear embossing powder or this happens to be a product from Stampendous called Stardust. I'm not sure if this is available anymore. This is years and years and years old. But just know it's like a glitter. That's how I got that kind of glitter effect on this, on these clips. So glitter embossing powder and clear embossing powder, or whatever color, whatever color that you fancy. And then you're going to need some charms, and I have just Christmas charms, and I pulled out a bunch. And then I do have these little snowflakes as well. These were from the Target dollar spot, and I thought maybe I would use some of these. They're just kind of like sequins, but I've had these for a couple of years, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pull those out too. And then I also have some snowflake die cuts. I have a snowflake die. I have a couple of snowflake dies. Metal dies that you put through either your Big Shot or your Switch or whatever die cutting machine you have. And then, and those dies are from, I believe, Temu, but don't quote me on that. I might have got them on Amazon. If I can find something similar, I'll link it below. But anyway, so I have those. So I'm going to set those off to the side too. And then the magic is going to happen with this product right here. And they're called Color Burst powders. And they are basically concentrated watercolor. I'm going to bang that. Sorry for the loud. I just realized that my red was kind of bunched up in there. So this is, we're going to use Alizarian Crimson, and we're going to use Phthalo Green, and we are going to use Violet, and we are going to use Ultramarine Blue. So I'm going to pull those out, and I'm going to set that aside, and I'm just going to put those up here. And I think that's it. Oh, and you're going to need water in a spray bottle, or maybe a paintbrush, but spray bottle works best for these. So spray bottle, and then you're going to need some glue. So there you go. So water, glue, the Color Burst powders, the paper clips, and all your accoutrements. So we are going to take the watercolor paper. And then this is a really cool thing. And honestly, I'm using these Color Burst powders, but you can use the smushing technique as well with your oxides or your inks, and you will get a similar effect. So maybe we'll do that if we have time, and I'll show you that, because most people have, I shouldn't say most people have oxides, or at least water soluble inks, and so I'll show you that too. So we are going to take the red, and like I said, I banged this because yesterday when I was doing these, the red didn't come out so good. So we're just gonna shake it up a little bit, and then it's gonna be in the cap here. So I am going to. So it is just, there we go, and that's even way too much. So you are going to tap this out, and like I said, it's a powder. It is, and then watch the magic happen. You're gonna watch the magic happen on this. Let me prime my water here. Okay, that's ready to go. So I'm gonna get all this out of the way, and you are going to spray. And it's quite a lot of water, actually, and I usually do it sideways. Anyway, so that is the magic of these Color Burst powders, and they're really cool. So you are going to do this and get it all over, and however you want to do this, and then I kind of tap it off and tap it down, and then set that to the side. And I am going to get just a baby wipe and wipe this up. Wipe this up, and then I'm going to take it to the edge here and then sop it up a little bit and get some texture in here as well. So we're going to sop that up and sop this up. So now, before we put the green down, you're going to have to dry this, because red and green make brown. So we don't want brown. So we are going to dry this, and I am going to speed this part up because you don't need to be listening to me. Okay, I'm back. So we have a little bit here that is still concentrated. So what I am going to do is I'm going to spray it again. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to just give it a little bit of a... So you can do that too, just to get the crumbles, you know, the powder kind of mixed in so that when you do the green, it is less likely to, what am I trying to say? Like, it's less likely to reconstitute, if that's the right word I'm using. Or reactivate, I guess that's the word I'm using. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to dry it off again so we don't make mud, and I'll be right back. Back. So now we're going to do the green on here. It should be, for the most part, pretty dry. It is. So now, I will say yesterday when I did the green, it went all over the place. So I am going to do this and see. Okay, we got a little bit out, but not too much. So this green is super crazy concentrated. So you just need a very little bit of this. And I'm going to try to get just a little tiny bit out. Oh my goodness. See? Like, that is way too much. And you know what? I am going to waste it because I'm just going to kind of scoot it off in the trash here. Not all of it. Like, we still have a little bit here. I didn't scoot all of it off into the trash, but that is way too much. When you see this green, you are going to realize why I just did that. So that is enough green. And wait till you see this. This green is crazy concentrated. So you ready for this magic? I told you, this green is, it's got a blue tinge to it. So there we go. And then down here. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to take my baby wipe. So we got a lot going on here. This is really cool. I love that. So I'm going to pick up some of this color. And yesterday I did not learn my lesson of wearing gloves when I did this. So I'm probably going to be green. All right, let's just tap this off a little bit. So we got, I'm telling you, this green is super duper concentrated. The red, not so much, but this green. So I love that. And so glad. See right here how we made like gray almost. That is kind of what happens with red and green. You make these really kind of dingy colors a lot of times. Okay, so I've tapped off most of it. I'm going to move this aside, and I am going to wipe up this green before I get it all over my hands. Let's see if I can. Oh my goodness. It's not. It's all over. It is all over. All right. And I'm going to take my microfiber cloth and just wipe up the rest. Because otherwise I will honestly have green everywhere. That phthalo green is crazy concentrated. Okay. So I'm going to be right back. And I'm going to dry this off again. Like I said, this is a lot of paint drying, but this is instead of, I mean, you could let this dry naturally now, but I'm not that patient. So I am going to dry it and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and look, my finger is very funny. So, we have this. So now you have your mixed media on this. Now, the next thing you're going to do is decide kind of what you want your front to look like. Do you want more green? Do you want more red? Do you want some confetti? Isn't that cool? Some confetti looking. We have some splotches over here. So what I am going to do is, where is my scissors? Scissors. Well, I'm going to use my big ones. So what you are going to do is cut now. I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to cut it into probably like thirds, just this size paper. And I forgot to tell you, this size paper is 5.5 by 8.5. So I cut it into thirds. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your paper clips, and I think I remember this being, so this, remember, was like 1 3/4. Okay. So you're going to want to do like, I would say, let's see what that is. Let me get this right. I should have had all these measurements. So that's 1 3/4 right there. So you're going to want to do just like a 1/16 of an inch under 1 3/4. Okay, so very tiny little, just under 1 3/4. And I usually eyeball it. That's why I don't have the measurements for you. And that is just on like 4.5 centimeters. So let's do it in centimeters. Because, you know, centimeters are much easier to do. So we're going to do that at, like I said, 4.5 centimeters is good. And I am just going to put a little tick on that. So 4.5 centimeters. So I probably shouldn't have cut it. I probably should have just, all right. So 4.5 centimeters. And then we're going to do 4.5 centimeters by, I'm going to say 1.5. Wide. Okay. So 4.5 centimeters by 1.5 wide. Let's see how that works. And I am honestly, like I said, just going to eyeball this. So there is your piece. Okay, and then you're going to take your paper clip and you're going to turn it around. And let's see if I did this okay. I did. That is perfect. And you're just going to want a little bit, see, hanging off the edge so you can get your jump ring in there to hang your charm. So you just want a little bit for your jump ring. And then you are going to just merely fold this like so. Maybe. And that's still a little bit too wide. So I'm going to take this out and measure it again. Maybe. Let me see. Let me do this. So we are going to take this out, and I'm going to give you the proper measurement here in a second. Okay. So proper measurement. We're going to take this out now, and we are going to do so about 1 1/4 maybe. Yeah, about 1 1/4. So like I said, if you want to eyeball this, go right ahead. And I am going to do that. And let's see if that works. But the 4.5 centimeters is, or I'm sorry, the 1.5 by 3 centimeters. Okay, let's try that. Sorry, I should have had all this prepared for you. So now we are going to do that. We are going to fold it. And then we're going to fold it this way. And there you go. It's perfect. You want that to the edge. And then you are going to glue. And like I said, I don't mind this edge because A, you can hardly see it. And B, you're going to cover it up with the embossing powder and your whatever of choice, your decoration of choice. So now we just glue that. And like I said, make sure it's down so you can get that jump ring in. And I am going to use my art glitter glue because it grabs fast. And I do put some on the paper clip as well. Get that in there. Hold it down. And if you want to speed up through this, you can. I just wanted to give you the proper measurements. And then we're going to come right back and I am going to show you. Okay, so you definitely have it on the edge here. And then the other thing that I do is I do clip my edges. I'm going to get out my little scissors here. I switched over and saw in my last video, I do the edges here. I just snip the edges. I just round them off. And you can round these off if you want. Just a little bit. I just snip the edges so that it's a little more. So there you have that paper clip. And now I'm going to take my tweezers. Oh, and I forgot one more thing that you need. Oh my goodness. You need, Elizabeth, you need Versamark or a watermark stamp pad or a clear embossing stamp pad. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to stick it right on. So you're going to get it all sticky. So then I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it's very sticky now. And that's what's going to hold your embossing powder on. So move that aside. And we are going to get this piece of paper and we are going to do the glitter embossing powder and just scooch it on like that and then off, tap it off, and then you have the embossing powder there. And then you don't want to waste this. Don't want to waste this at all. So that goes back in your jar. And then you get out your little vacuum up. These do work, by the way. These work really well. Get out your little vacuum and vacuum it up. Set that aside, and then you're going to take your heat tool and you're going to heat emboss this. And I am going to show this to you in real time, so that you can see the magic of the embossing powder as well, in case somebody has not seen embossing powder before. And there. So then you have, and this is really hot, so don't touch it yet. These do get super hot, so please be careful. So you're going to let that cool off a little bit. And it doesn't take too long to cool off, but it does get pretty hot, so I don't want you to burn yourself. And that's why I use these tweezers, because I can hold it fairly far away from my fingers. But yeah, so you see that glitter, and then you do see the green and the pink and all of that. And then that's what the back looks like. I don't mind that because that's on your page and I don't see it. If you want, I did try to emboss and do it all before I folded it over the paper clip, and it just cracked. It did not look nice. So this is the way that I feel like it looks the nicest. And like I said, that's at least pretty, and it's kind of on your backside of your paper anyway, so I don't mind it. And that's pretty, still pretty warm, but it's dry now. And then all you're gonna do is take your decoration or whatever. Like I said, am using and I'm gonna cover that up before I spill it. I'm using snowflakes for these, and then what I have found is that the Fabrifix works the best over the embossing powder, but you do whatever glue you feel works the best for you. And just a little Fabrifix, and let me put my, sorry that was so close to the camera, put my glue in and take my little baby wipe and baby wipe that down, and just, all right. So there you go. And then the only thing left to do is to take your jump ring, and I am going to use these. I don't know what's, I really don't know what sizes these are. And mine happen to be open already. So basically what you're going to do, and I'm going to use my pliers here. No, that's not my pliers. Where are my pliers? Here are my pliers. I'm going to use my pliers here and hold it. And then going to go through. And then we're going to choose a charm. So probably going to choose another snowflake, because I'm very into snowflakes at the moment. And then you're going to just twist it back together so that they're together. Give it a good squeeze. Give it a good squeeze, and there they are. And there you have it. You have a nice little altered paper clip. So we're going to do one, and like I said, it can go down the side as well. When you do them this way with the jump rings, you can do them down the side as well. So you can hang it that way and this way, but I am going to show you one the other way. So like I said, if you want to end the video now, if you got it and you feel like you're all set with these, but I am going to show it to you one more time fairly quickly. And like I said, the measurements now are, so they are 1 and a little bit. So like, what did we say? 3, just a little under 3.5 centimeters. So a little under 3.5 centimeters wide. So I'm going to put a little tick there. And then 4.5 centimeters long. So right here. So 3.5 wide by 4.5 long. So I think that's what we decided. But this time, because we're going to go up, so you're going to want to put your paper clip this way now, so that it's going to go up on the page. So you are going to put it in same way. You're going to do it here, but instead of leaving that little bit down here, you're going to leave the little bit up here. So you're going to put the large end of the paper clip, that's the short end. This is the long end. You're going to put the long end of the paper clip right to the edge here, so that you have that little bit to hang your dangle on, and then merely fold it and glue it. Like I said, this one's going to be fast because you've already seen. So you're going to fold it, glue it, and then fold it again. And then glue it there. And you're going to hold this for a few seconds, or, you know, you're going to hold this until it actually glues or sticks. I don't even think I asked you guys how you're doing today. Oh, I just jumped right into this tutorial. I was super excited about it. I love these little clips. Okay, so there you have it. And then I am going to take my little scissors and I'm going to round the corners. And I'm going to round this corner. And I am going to round this corner. This one's a little bit bigger. I must have. And we're going to move that over just a hair. Oh, I didn't catch it. So see, like, make sure when you're rounding the corners, you don't cut too much like I just did. So that is an oops. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it like that. That's a little crooked. This isn't too bad. The embossing powder will cover it up. So remember, this one goes up this way. So I am going to actually do the clear embossing powder so you can see that. Move this aside. Let me get my little... And then we're going to take the Versamark and we are going to scoot it in here. Get it all gooey. Oops. Shot out like that. All right. So then we have, let me make sure I get that middle with the embossing ink on it. All right. So now the middle has the embossing ink. And then I am going to wipe my tweezers off because they got embossing powder on them the last time and I heated it up. And it actually comes off pretty well of these metal utensils. So let's get our little piece of paper now. And we are going to put the clear embossing powder over. And tap it off. There we go. We're going to hold that there. We're going to put this back in. We don't want to waste this. This stuff is precious. Okay, I'll put that over there. That there. And I'm going to show you, like I said, I'm going to show this to you in real time. If you want to speed this up, you can. Show you the magic of the embossing powder. Okay, so it's as quick as that. And remember, don't touch this. It's pretty hot. That metal gets super hot, so you don't want to touch it. Just gotta let that cool off a minute, and then we can see what snowflake we want on this one. We got some really cute ones. I used that one already. I did use that one already. Let's see. I think I'm going to use this one. I really like this one. This one's pretty. So we're going to, like I said, use the Paperclips for this. Put it right up the middle. And then down, sort of down the sides. And then just like that. And I believe that should be, yeah, it's mostly cool. It's a little warm, but not crazy. So then that is that. And then we just need to pick a charm. I'm going to pick a little reindeer for this one. I am going to pick a little reindeer for this one. And then I need my jump rings are here. And that's it. So I hope you guys got some good content out of this video. Hopefully I wasn't too all over the place. If you did like it, please leave a comment and tell me that you liked it. It really helps out my channel. And give it a like. And if you're in the mood, give me a little bit of a subscribe, and I will come at you with more videos. So there you go. And then this one goes up the page. I'm going to bring this over. This one goes up the page like this. And you'll get a little dangle off the end of your book. So yeah. So like I said, thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a like and a subscribe. And I will catch you in the next video.